everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Byredo. This is the Flora Kalahari palette. You can see it's highly reflective, and I've already gotten fingerprints all over it. The shades in here are quite stunning. They look much more impressive, frankly, in person than they do on camera. I can't do it justice, but you know, I'll do my best. We'll swatch them, we'll do an eye look with them, but really, they are stunning. I'm also gonna take a look at the new Goss products. I have both the blush palettes in Sweet Wildflower and Desert Blossom. I also picked up both the new lips. I have Iris and I have Poppy. So that's what we'll use for blush and highlighter and for lipstick. If you're interested in seeing that, just stay tuned. Hey everybody, so as I said in the intro, we're gonna use the Byredo palette today and some Goss. I already have foundation on my face. The foundation that I'm using is the Makeup Forever HD foundation. I have to say, at the moment, it's my favorite foundation. I haven't really had any problems with it. It hasn't irritated my skin. My skin has been irritated in between. I really don't think it has anything to do with the foundation because I've used other foundations. I haven't used this continually, but I've been using other foundations and my skin was, I didn't use this for several days, just in case it was this. My skin actually got worse. I think it's stress and other things. So anyway, yeah, I think it looks phenomenally good. It's really lightweight and I just really like it. You know, I'm gonna keep wearing it. We'll see what happens after a couple months, but I haven't had any problems with it. And I have to say, of the foundations, it's my favorite. Tinted moisturizer is a different, in my opinion, category. We're gonna get into that. Okay, so the shades in here. Let's go through the actual shades. On the front is this beautiful, I just ruined it. Beautiful, hold on. Let me clean it for a second. So it looks nice for like one moment. I didn't even get it that clean. So you can see my mirror. That is the Kalahari and the rose on the front, which is just absolutely stunning. On the back, it does have the shades on the back of the actual packaging, not on the box. So the shades, and like I said, I'm gonna swatch all these. Snow Dust, Clay, Faded Eden, The Graces, Sandstorm, and Desert Rock. That's the top. Quicksand, Under the Sky, Earthquake, Petal Dior, Adventurous, Bravery, Oasis, that's the middle, Oasis Dream, Dried Dahlia, Calcite, Burnt Umber, Epape, and Rose Disables. That's the bottom. So the shades are, they're stunning. I can't wait to swatch them for you, and I can't wait to try them out. This is made in Italy. It has a shelf life of 12 months. There are 18 shades. Yeah, that's what I got. Now, the other Byredo palette that came out, I did not pick that one up. That was more colorful to me. And although it looked beautiful, I really just didn't think I was gonna use it. And I'm like trying guys, to not just buy, just to buy. So, you know, I didn't pick that one up. Let's do the swatching. So what I would say is I can't compare it to that, but I can compare it to the other Byredo shadows that I have that are in those like oysters. And the formula in there is always very good, but I don't like the oyster packaging. I just want to be honest. All right, so that first shade is like a topper shade. It has kind of a sparkle to it. These feel these feel very smooth. That is a beautiful olive green. This is in natural light, so you should be able to see these shades. Pretty much how they'll look. I mean, there's lights, you know, sometimes it's a little off, but it should be close. The shimmers in here are very smooth. As you can see, I'm doing 2 swatches each. That's the first row. That's a beautiful shade. The shimmers in here are amazing. The This is probably gonna be my favorite shade right here. Yep. Oh, that's beautiful. I got a little bit of the blue in there, sorry. Yeah, these are really nice. They're creamy. They're not as creamy as some things I've swatched, but I will say that the shimmers in here are very creamy. Yeah, I've been impressed with the Byredo formulas that I've used in the oysters. I just don't particularly like the packaging for those. All right, so those are the top 2 rows. Let's get to the last. I don't know if it'll all fit on my arm, but I can put some like back over here. I am short. If you haven't watched my channel before, I am 5 feet tall, so my limbs are shorter, so my arms aren't particularly long. I saw, was it the Chanel? It was somebody, maybe it was the Dior, I can't remember, that had all the lipstick shades like on their arm, and I was like, how long is this person's arm? Like my arm would never fit all those shades. Yeah, these are really beautiful. Ooh, this is a really interesting shade. It's a black, but it's got like purple shimmer to it. Right, we won't be able to fit all of it, but I will. I'm getting close. All right, I'm gonna have to do like 2 over here. I should know better. I should know I have to start like at my elbow. All right, those are all 18 shades. Really beautiful. It's gonna be hard for me to decide. I can't use 18 shades on my eyes. That's just not gonna work. Yeah, I know which ones I'm drawn to, but I wanna try to show you a different, color story than everyone does. I bet you a lot of people choose this one because it's just so unique. Always important to notice how it comes off with a microfiber towel. As you can see, it's stained my arm pretty well. Not great for my arm, but good for you to know that these shadows aren't just, gonna come right off your eye. They're definitely gonna leave a pigment. I was just looking for size for this. It's 1.05 ounces total. All right, what are we gonna do with it? Okay. All right, let's start with, and so the only thing I'd say not that I don't like, but like the colors are on the back. So if I want to look at the name, I have to go pick it up. So that's this is clay. I mean, for most people, it's not gonna matter because most people aren't gonna care what the name of it is while they're putting it on their eye. But for the purposes of telling you what it is, I have to, go look at it again. All right, so this is clay. I'm gonna use this as kind of a transition shade. It's similar to my skin color, but warmer. And it looks like clay. Okay, so I concentrated that in the crease, but I did kind of put it all over the lid with what was remaining after I blended it into the crease, because I want to kind of have a little bit of that shade all over the eye to act as a base. Not much of it, just a little bit of it as like a, almost an accent. All right, so now I'm gonna let's take a little bit deeper. Let's go with, what shade is that? Let's go with the Desert Rock, which is this shade. Let me show you. Clay is here, Desert Rock is there. There's definitely, some mattes in here that you can use, so that's a good thing. I'm just putting this and deepening up just the outside of the eye and through the crease. That's it. That's all I'm doing. It's subtle. It's not going to be a lot because the shade isn't that much deeper than the clay. It's deeper, but there we go. Okay, so that's the base. Now, the question becomes, there are so many shades in here, so many beautiful shades in here. Let's use something light, really light here, and then we'll deepen it up as we go into the corner. Okay, I'm gonna take, what shade is that? So I gotta push it back around again. Let's use, I think it's Petal Dior. Petal Do. D''O''R. Let's see how that is pronounced. I'd like to thank Amber P for saying, for suggesting that I put the Google app, Translate app, on my phone, on the front of my phone, so that I could just type it in like I'm doing right now, and it means golden, which is awesome. And then I can't pronounce it like the phone does, but you guys can hear it. Dough. Okay, so that is how it's pronounced. The best I can do is dough. That's as good as I'm getting. So basically it's like a golden shade, which it is. Quite beautiful. And we're gonna put that in the inner corner of the eye. So thank you, Amber. Like I had been using, I could go to Google and try to translate, but I didn't really, to be honest with you, it just didn't even occur to me. Like, oh, I can put the app on my phone. Because I was just thinking, oh, well, yeah, translation is good because it helps me know what the word means. That is helpful. But I wasn't thinking so much about the pronunciation that Google Translate does for you. And I was like, that's brilliant. So thank you, Amber. Hopefully that will help with my terrible French pronunciations. Okay, so that's the golden shade. You can see how beautiful that is. It's just shimmery gorgeousness. So let's see, I think we'll take, was that first shade, I think it was Quicksand. Yeah, let's take Quicksand. And you know, these are going on with, I'm not using any particular brush. I'm using, these are the Rose and Ben brushes. These are synthetic brushes. I've been using them for a little while now. I really like them. Trying them out. And I'm sure a lot of you watch her on Instagram. She does an amazing job. But anyway, I'm just slowly putting that shade, the Quicksand, on the eye and sort of blending it into the Dior sound shade that I put in the inner third of the eye. I'm sure I used my finger, I could get more, you know, pigment from it. I'm not really trying to do that. I'm trying to keep it kind of soft for the moment. Because I'm trying to use different shades here and I want to kind of blend them and use that white shade at the beginning kind of all over. So that's what we have so far. I think you can see it's really pretty. These shades are beautiful. I mean, Byredo, I think, did a really good job. When I got it in the mail, I was like, oh, this is so much prettier than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, I knew it was gonna be nice, but I was impressed. All right, so now let's take, what shade was that? See, I gotta go back over. Faded Eden, of the Angie Hot and Flashy brushes. Now this shade is almost like an olive. I'm gonna use this on the outer corner and build it into the crease. These are definitely warm shades that I'm picking today, but this, you could make this cooler. There are pinks in here. That blue shade, that black purpley shade, I think definitely have a little bit cooler leaning than the ones I'm choosing. But again, you know, it's your palette. Choose to do what you want with it. But it's gonna give you lots of options. I'm just softening up very lightly up here. No, I haven't gotten any I have a little bit of fallout, but let's do something a little different. Let's use that blue, sparkly kind of shade. Let me just try it. Yeah, it works. Okay, I was gonna see if it flaked too much. This is an iridescent shade. I think it's really pretty, and I just thought it would make an interesting accent to these shades. Yeah, it's really pretty. I'm gonna wanna use that as an all over color at some point. It's quite beautiful though. I mean, that's I don't even think the camera does it justice, to be honest with you. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this white shade. What was the name of it again? So I keep going back. Snow Dust. Okay. And I'm using it very lightly all over the eye to get almost like an opalescent kind of look. Yeah, you can have a lot of fun with this palette. There's a lot you can do with this. Let me clean up the under eye just a tiny bit and then put on mascara. I think this is gonna really pop when the mascara is on. I think you can see with mascara, this looks even more amazing. I always like to wait until I have the mascara on before I make a decision about a look, because I feel like the contrast between black lashes or dark lashes, whatever shade you use, and the eyeshadow can make a huge difference in how you feel about the look. It's kind of like getting dressed and you don't put shoes on yet. It's kind of like that finishing touch. This is beautiful. The shades in here are really, really nice. They all swatched really well. They all went on the eye really well. They blended really well. What I ended up creating was more of like an ombre kind of look, you know, because it actually is a little bit lighter. We've got a little bit deeper here. We've got a mixture of shades on the lid. I have to admit, that is to show you all the different shades. Me personally, I probably would have done the first two steps, the general shade, transition shade, if you want to call it that, deepening it out. I would have taken something like this white shade, Snowy Day. No, that's not right. Snow Dust. Put it in the inner corner and then taken something like the olive shade or this blue shade or whatever and just put it all over the eye, because that, I tend to do that kind of look for me, just for, you know, every day. I also might take something like the white shade or the gold shade or any of these shimmery shades and put that all over the eye just to keep it really simple. And for me, work appropriate for my job. But I have to say, guys, it blended gorgeous. It went on really, really well. And everything blended correctly. Like, it didn't all become one shade. It didn't all like become mud. You can see the distinct shades, but they blended really well together. So I'm impressed. I need to play a lot more with this because there's 18 shades in here, but my first impression is that it's an excellent palette. It's worth picking up. It really is much more beautiful in person. Just my take. Okay, so let's move to the Wayne Goss part. I have both the new blush palettes. We have Sweet Wildflower and Desert Blossom. I have all of his other blush palettes as well. And I will do an Instagram reel, or I don't know, I'll do something that shows you the difference between all of them. But I want to show you these first. This is Bright Poppy and Vivid Azalea. Here's Vivid Azalea, here's Bright Poppy. I think you can see these are much brighter than the other two that I just held up. Okay, that's the first thing. And then the other two, Coral Rose and Blush Peony, which are the ones that I tend to use. Those other ones are really beautiful, but because I'm so pale, I don't use them as often. I just want to be honest. Coral Rose, Blush Peony, okay? So even these have more of a pink, true pink tone. Even these have more of a pink tone. And like I said, I'll do something over on Instagram or something that shows you what I'm talking about. But all of them, and these are a lot deeper, right, are still pinkish. This one has a little bit more peach to it, but honestly, they're pink, which is very pretty. I like his blush palettes very much. I think the formula is excellent. These are more peach in tone, at least compared to his other shades. At least they look like that in the pan. We're about to find out what they look like. Let's swatch them first. Let's do Desert Blossom, Nectar and Petal. Nectar is the blush shade, and Petal is the highlighting shade. Blush, highlighter. All right, let's do it. Let's do it, since I've got the eyeshadows, let's do it like this. Okay, let's go over it a little bit. It's hard to see because my skin is so light, but Nectar, Petal. So these look lighter than his other ones. This is the other palette. I'll give you the name in just a second. Let me put this on my hand. 2 swatches each. This one is Sweet Wildflower, right here. And the shades are Dusty Rose and Honeysuckle. And then this one was Desert Blossom, Nectar, and Petal. So I'd say Nectar. Just trying to build it up so the camera can see it, because on me it'll be definitely deep enough, but the camera sometimes doesn't pick up difference. So, okay, this one here is Nectar and Petal, Desert Blossom, and then the other one is Sweet Wildflower, Dusty Rose, and Honeysuckle. Let's look at it next to, it's obvious to me, and I'll show it to you. It's not this, because this is incredibly bright. So let's just put this over here. Yeah, you can just see like one swatch. Okay, so it doesn't make sense to do a comparison with that one, because that's not what it's gonna look like. I can put some, like I said, I'll put something up in a short or something, but let's try Blush Peony. Blush Peony. Yeah, see, it's more pink. I mean, this might be rose, but this is much more pink. All right, so let's try Coral Rose. Let's do Coral Rose right here. As I just mentioned, my arm is not that long. Yeah, see how much pinker? They're pinker than the new ones. New ones have more peach. Okay. Okay, I'm fine with that, but they're also, they look not as pigmented. We'll see. So I am gonna do one on each side of my face. So my face is gonna look a little lopsided, but I think it's worth it so you guys can see it. You think after 2 years I'd have the brushes ready, but no, still I forget and have to reach for them. It's like, Jennifer, pay attention. Okay, so I'm gonna use my FO brushes today, and the reason I'm gonna use my FO brushes today, in addition to the fact that I like my FO brushes, and if you don't know what the FO brushes are, they are a series of Chikuhodo brushes. Okay, these are face brushes, I have eye brushes too, I really like the brushes, and they are new ones out on Feud Beauty. There's number 9, number 10, and number 11. I'll put the right numbers down below. Anyway, okay, so FO1 is more of a face brush, although it's not that big, to be honest with you. And F3 and F4. Let's use FO3 as a blush, and this is the highlighter. If you can see, this one is like a slanted brush, and this is more, there we go. Okay. So I like to go with the highlighter first because I feel like it gives a subtler look. You can do it any way you want. It's up to you. Desert Blossom first. The reason I say it's more subtle is that if you put a highlighter on first and you put the blush on over it, the blush sort of blends into the highlighter and the highlighter becomes underneath. If you do it the reverse, the highlighter is on top, you notice the highlighter more. That's all. We're gonna pounce it in first, and then we'll brush up here. Oh, very pretty. Yeah, that's a beautiful shade. What's the name of this one? Petal. Okay, so for someone like me, this is like the perfect highlighter shade. It's a peachy pink. It's not too distracting, but you can see, definitely highlight there. Beautiful, okay. Let's use the other side, which is Honeysuckle in the Sweet Wildflower. By the way, just as a interesting aside, I'm allergic to honeysuckle. Just thought I'd let you know. It's one of my sister's favorite scents, and I don't want to be anywhere near it. In fact, like I don't even like a honeysuckle like plug-in or candle or something, because it's mental. I know the difference, like it's not the flower, I'm not allergic to it, but the smell just instantly, my brain is like, high alert, and so I don't like it. I just don't like honeysuckle. I understand a lot of people love that smell, but the minute I smell it, it's not a good thing. Okay, so this one, the honeysuckle is more golden. This is more peachy, but I can tell you right now, they both work beautifully on my skin tone. They also work extremely well, I think, on more mature skin. I think this formula is very more mature skin friendly. Just all of them. The other 4 that I showed you and these. The formula It doesn't accentuate texture. It just looks really nice. All right, so let's go on back on this side. Again, this is the Desert Blossom with Nectar. Ooh, pretty. All right, so I'm gonna love these palettes. I'm pale, so okay, you know, let's be honest. But that's beautiful. It's light. I'm also using a fluffy brush. I think we can build it. Let me build it a little. It's gonna be too much for me, but I want you to see that you can build it a little bit. Yeah, you can definitely. But it is a lighter shade, less intensity, but it looks really nice on the skin. Doesn't accentuate anything. Okay, let's wipe off the brush. And now we're gonna use Dusty Rose from the Wildflower side. Pinker. Not as pink as his shades in his other four, to be honest with you. It has a little bit more peach, even though it says rose. Both of them are beautiful. Right up, exactly what I would want. I mean, if I were creating blush palettes, this is what they would look like. So this one has a rosier, pinkier tone with that more golden underneath, so it balances out. And then you have this side, which is a peachier side, and I think actually even a little bit less dramatic. So I'm gonna show you the two highlighters side by side. This is the Wildflower one, the Wildflower palette, and then this is the Blossom. Desert Blossom on this side, Sweet Wildflower on this side. Those are the names of the palette. So you can see more golden, more peachy. Let's see if I can just side by side it. Yeah, you can see more peach, more gold. They both have a peachy undertone, but see, like this has a little bit more pink peach. This is more like golden peach. And then the blushes side by side, Desert Blossom, Wildflower. You can see this is a little bit more intense, has more depth, a little bit pinker. Yeah, it's a little bit more intense. So of these two, if you like a lighter, peachier look, you don't want it as much of a pigment, more of a peach light look, go with the Desert Blossom. If you like something a little bit pinker and a little bit more deep, go with the Sweet Wildflower. Now I'm gonna try to build up the Sweet Wildflower just a little bit. I think it'll end up being too much blush for me, but I want you to see you can definitely deepen it. But they are, you know, lighter in shade, definitely. Especially compared to like the Vivid Azalea, which is bright. I have to be super careful with that shade, guys. Like, I do like it. I think it's absolutely a beautiful shade and very unique, but I can't really use it very often. And what I end up doing, I'm just adding a little bit to the side so I look a little bit more balanced. What I end up doing usually is I take a powder brush with that and I put it on the powder brush and I knock off the powder brush and then I just slightly sweep because it's so bright on me that it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. So anyway, I look amazing. A+, love the palette. Can't wait to play with it more. And the blushes, I gotta tell you guys, for me, for what I wear and for my aesthetic and for my skin and for my skin tone, these are beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Let's try the lips. I'm gonna be very straightforward with you all. I've always been. Wayne Goss is a favorite of mine as a makeup artist, as a personality. I think he's really fantastic. I think he gives really helpful tutorials and helpful tips, which I think is important. His lipsticks have never been my favorite. His eyeshadow palette I really enjoy. He's got 3 now, 4 now, I'm not sure. I don't have all of them. I think I have 2 or 3 of them. And I like them. I like other formulas better, but I think his are good. His blush palettes and his bronzer contour palettes, I love. Just gonna put it out there, I do. So that's why I picked up both of these, because I knew as long as the formula hadn't changed, I was gonna love them, because I love them. That's why I have all the other 4. The lip products, I like his lip glosses. I think they're good. But I don't really reach for those as much. His face products and his eye products have been, to me, more what I love. His brushes are excellent. I have like all his brushes. Okay, so Poppy first. Poppy is the deeper of the shades. Ooh, that's a very Jen shade. That's a very me shade, guys. Like, really, that's a very me shade. That's a shade I would wear all the time. And then we have Iris. I thought these were both shades that I would wear, actually, which is why I ended up picking it up, even though I just said they're not, you know, lips aren't my favorite from him. Yeah, these are both. These are both my shades. So these are pinky brown shades. One is lighter, Iris, one is darker, Poppy. That's what these are. And I love them both. They're very me. I think Iris is a little bit warmer, right? Yeah, a little bit warmer. Stop focusing on my face, focus on my hand. I think Iris is a little bit warmer. All right, let's try Iris. Now, I don't remember him saying that the formula changed, but I just didn't pay enough attention to his other lipsticks, but this feels really good. Went on really well, it's very smooth. It's a traditional satin lipstick, but yeah, it feels great. The shade is very much me. It's really pretty. All right, let me take my hair down so you can kind of see it, because it does make a difference when your hair is up versus when it's down. That looks really nice. I really like this lip. The lipstick feels very comfortable. It looks really nice. It plumped up my lips. I have dry lips, so it's always nice. The blush and highlighter look amazing. Like I said, the side's more subtle. The side's brighter, and I have more blush than I would normally wear, but you know, so you can see it. Wow, okay. Yeah, I think it looks good, guys. And the eyes, I'm really impressed. Seriously. So, okay, no fails today, guys. I don't, none of this is a fail. This is all excellent. The eyeshadow palette is outstanding. I really would recommend it. I haven't used all the shades, I got that, but I've used a lot of them. I've been playing around with it, and I've just been like seeing different looks in my mind like that I could do with it. I think it's really, I think there's a lot you can do with this palette. There are some very neutral shades in here, so if you don't want a really colorful look, you don't need to do one, but you absolutely can, which is just phenomenal. The shades all blend beautifully together. I think the packaging is really stunning. I am one of those people, I don't like, and I think I mentioned it at the beginning, I don't like the oyster. I don't like it, okay? It's just my preference. I don't like it. This though, this I like. This is beautiful to me. I think this is, I really like the way they did that. So I like the packaging. The Wayne Goss, I love the blush highlighter formula. I just do. I think it looks really pretty on. And the contour that I have works really well for me, and I really, really like that too. And the lip feels very comfortable, and these shades are very me. So yeah, I think they're great. I'm very impressed. I'm very happy. I think that's it. I think that's it for today. Thanks so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.